Good evening. Hope everything is working. Hope you can see me, see the screen, and most importantly than me, and you can hear me. And Brackens, I hope you're going to enjoy your time in America. I worked there for 4 years and I had a really good time. Hope that you have a great time too. I think you're going for a few months, aren't you? I think so. Welcome back. It's good to see you, and I hope the exams went well. So here, well, kind of like things have been plodding along. We're doing okay. And Chelsea game last time, I was a bit distressed. We should have got something out of that, but it was unfortunate. 1-0 after extra time. And then suddenly I realised we've got to play Derby and Burnley, one after the other. And Derby are in third, and then Burnley are like too far ahead to even think about. I'm just thinking about the FM setup here. And if I didn't do anything in terms of management of the game, if you look at the table as it stands at the moment, what do you guys think would be the outcome of these two games? And answers on a postcard, please, because I don't think it's that difficult to see what the outcome of these two games. Burnley being, 7 points clear. Derby 3 points behind me. And I guess what's going to happen, my guess is losing to Derby so that Derby get up to 69 points. And then beating Burnley so that Burnley's gap at the top is reduced. That's my guess, having played the game for a long, long time. But we are going to try and upset the apple cart here. I did have a look at Derby, and what I found in the data hub is very strange. And I actually don't know what they're doing at the top of the league. They had an amazing December, and the results early season were good. They've kind of fallen away a little bit. But their team is not very good at all. And when you go to the scout report, there's not really much in it. There's really not much in it. Jackson is in good form. They're good at set pieces, and they have a high work rate. But if you look at the negatives far outweigh the positives. So I'm kind of wondering. And when I went into the data hub, now I know that from the data hub they're going to be playing wing play, and they have a full back here, and a wing back here, and a winger here. I suspect that he's going to play as a winger because he's got a weak left foot, and he's fairly pacey. He's going to try and get around the outside. I suspect that's what's going to happen. The other geezer on the left-hand side, only sign as a last resort, has got 2 good feet. And I'm not quite sure I'm getting the right information from the data hub about this team, because I think there's probably a full-back on support on this side, and a wing-back maybe on support coming up this side. It was difficult to say from the data hub. I'd have had to have a look at a game that they played to work it out. A winger going down this side. He might be cutting inside with a winger going down this side, and I suspect he is coming in this side. So I'm not quite sure. And I looked at their heat map and their average position for their last game, and they were a bit all over the place. I suspect that they are going to favour the right-hand side. But what I've decided to do, having looked through all that, my strength is in the middle. We've spent some money and we brought in players, including Lewis Cook, into the midfield. So I think my strength is in the midfield. So I'm going to focus up the middle and try to make them play in the middle as well. So hopefully bring everybody inside and try to just close up the middle space. That's the plan I've got. Attack-wise, we're light, as we know, we're light in attack. And we're actually a bit light in defence now, because just before the game... Hey, James, how you doing? Just before the game, I had 3 injuries within one day. Daniel Ballard got injured, so he's gone from central defence. Patrick Roberts got injured. He's going to be out for another 2 days. He got... all on the same day, these 3. And then Isidore was the biggest one, who's going to be out for a few weeks. And all those, I'd already set my team up, and we looked quite strong in all departments. And then I got injuries to those 3 key players. So I'm hoping that, to upset the apple cart a little bit, I'm going to play balanced, although I'm tempted to play positive, but I'm just going to start balanced. I'm going to play a slow, deliberate game, because they're going to sit deep in their own half looking at the data hub. So I'm just going to pass it around. Allow our players a little bit of freedom, not too much. And then we're going to counter press them. I think I need to put them under pressure. And we're going to play with a high press and a high line. I have a feeling that we're just going to have to stop the wingers, and if we can force everybody inside, that might do the job. I don't know how these results are going to go. No, I can't bring Ballard in because you've injured him. And, it's a nice thought, though. Hume for Huggins? No, I don't think so. Balance to attacking. Yeah, I mean, I like his idea, because I think that they could be dominated. So I'm going to split the difference and go to positive. And then I'm not sure of their team lineup. There may be changes to this lineup. So these guys I want to bring inside. So he's coming on to his left foot. Everybody's going to be in the centre of the field, hopefully. And he is coming on to his right foot. I don't think they're good enough to warrant doing anything else. The midfielders, I'm going to do what I would normally do these days, and that's close them both down. And left foot for this one. Stop him passing it right. And this one has a weak, so we should put him on his left foot as well, as it's very weak. Caden Jackson, I think, is the danger man. So he needs a hard tackle. And I don't see him as a danger man, but we'll hard tackle him and left foot. I think they do tend to favour the right-hand side of the pitch. This is probably a danger man. I remember Harness from a couple of seasons ago with a Norwich save, I think. So we're going to tight mark him. And probably close him down as well. He's got a little bit of a long shot, so we're going to close him down as well. Ben Osborne. The reason for doing that would be tight marking him, would be to hope that the opposition see he's tight marked and then look somewhere else to pass. He's brave, but he's not very strong, so we can hard tackle him. And I want to send him outside, I think, because his crossing isn't great, his dribbling isn't very good. So I want to send him outside. Or do I? I want everybody coming inside, don't I? So, as he's only got a long shot of 9, let's bring him inside, right foot. And I think we probably need to hard tackle him. He's not very strong again. And then Jerry Yates. His finishing is good. His composure is not so great. Decisions is poor. Not quite sure if I want to do anything at all with him. For the moment, I think we'll just leave him alone. And I think that's where we go from here. And hope that my replacements have a good game today. And well, I do need to make sure the sound's off because I've been doing the Villa stuff again. And when I'm looking at the opposition games in full match, I like to have the sound on. So let's go to preferences, sounds. Everybody seems happy. Hey Jerry, good to see you, mate. Who's signing for United? Ah, right, so Spurs. I think that he will sign for Spurs because he likes Thomas Frank. Our home form is important to us. Always home form is very, very important, but they're not inspired very much by that. I think I'm happy with the way that's set up. And I think if we pull everybody inside, then forces them to play down the middle. And I don't think they want to play down the middle. Certainly the pass maps in the chalkboard that I looked at were showing very few passes down the middle. I don't think they actually like playing in the middle. So that I'm not sure we like playing in the middle either. But hopefully that's what we're going to do. Try and keep possession. They're not going to press hard in our half. They tend to play the game in their own half. So we'll just be patient. I've got attacking threat. We've got a centre mid, hopefully, who's going to be buzzing forward. But they are keeping the ball down the middle by the look of it. We need to get a grip of this game, boys, where we have numbers in midfield and we need to be using those numbers. And that's nice. That's exactly what I want to do. Through the middle, but better than that. They do tend to play a number of long balls, something to keep an eye on. Because if I start seeing long balls buzzing over the top, then I'm going to get a little freaked out because I think I'm going to have to drop the line then. So I am looking for these diagonal passes into these spaces and maybe passes into this space because they do like a long ball. They don't play many short passes apparently, although they are short passing it around very nicely. I sometimes think I can't believe the data, but there's one of those long balls that I was talking about. And we have to be alert on the flanks because they will try that. And they are certainly taking the game to me. I do know they play better against a 4-3-3 than they have against a 4-2-3-1. Or is it the other way around? I chose the 4-3-3 because it gave us more bodies and we are stronger. Our midfield players are better than any other area of the pitch. So that's why I chose the 4-3-3. Especially up front. We're very poor up front and we're going to be very fortunate and have to get a lucky break. I also chose to press them to try to keep them in their half. That hasn't worked yet so far. And that could be because we are not a very good pressing team. If I was in full match, we'd get to see the shape. When they have a goal kick, you could actually see where the press is, see how effective it is. But because we're only watching highlights, the highlights don't show the things that you need to see, really. But looks like we're getting a foot in the game now. I honestly think that Mbeumo is going to Tottenham, if that's still the conversation in the chat. I honestly think he will go to Tottenham. See, that's what you don't get to see when you just watch highlights. They just skip things that are really important. And we've scored. So maybe I did get it right, but that was just from like a set piece and then a cross. But my word, what a good header. It's interesting because I've got yeah, it's Benete. Does he play? Yeah, he's playing as the winger, but he's actually was on the wrong side then. I'm just wondering, I've got on, yeah, he's on roam from position. So he's actually on the wrong side of the pitch when he crossed that. So playing as a winger, his instinct then was, okay, let's get a cross in, even though I'm on the wrong side of the pitch. So roam from position seemed to have paid off there. I would, my guess, if you don't do any research, is that Derby win this game to close the gap or to even jump above you, because if they win, they'll go ahead on goal difference. And that then you beat Burnley, so then that closes the gap entirely for the top three. If we get a result in this one and then beat Burnley, there's a huge gap going to open up between second and third, as well as there'll be a gap between first and second, and FM doesn't work like that. And always liked Benete. Yeah, I agree, James, that somebody needs to be sold, and they haven't made any moves in terms of selling people as yet. So we need to... Has he given a penalty for that? It was a perfectly good tackle. Come on, FM. It's a perfectly good tackle. So it's 1-1. I'm absolutely convinced that Derby will win. This is how FM operates. Unless somehow I find magically what the key is to unlock this, I just find that was never a penalty. Like, unless the animations are so poor they can't actually show a foul in the box, because the direction of the ball went, it's just like he tackled him, the ball went square, nobody fell over. And I don't know what penalties are in FM. I really have got no idea. But it doesn't seem to work for me like that, though. So it's 1-1. I just want to check. I didn't see that for long enough. What's the possession like? We've had 68% of the possession. That's what I wanted. I didn't want to give away a penalty, but I had a feeling Derby would play the game in their half. They are trying to counter-attack. That's obvious. Teams are going to counter-attack. But they're playing the game in their half. That's why I wanted to press them. But I hoped that it was going to go better than this. And then Benete, who's deputising for Roberts, hasn't let me down so far. Let's hope that... Oh, he's hit the crossbar. And my record, I think I must hold the world record across the 2 saves I'm doing of hitting the woodwork. I think across the 2 saves, I must be the world record holder with teams hitting the woodwork. It's just uncanny how my players can find the crossbar and the posts so with such ease. It's just... last night, I think we hit the crossbar against Manchester United 3 times. In the following game, which we managed to win, we hit the post twice. I mean, good Lord. And then giving away penalties, we seem to give them away really easily, but we don't seem to get many. It's a very strange game, this, sometimes. Very strange. But we're not supposed to finish in the top 5. I think at the beginning of the season we were supposed to finish 7th. And to be actually Derby will be close to going top. If they get another goal, they'll go second, I think. I think that's how it works. And we'll drop to 3rd. So at the moment, we're still maintaining that slight lead that we had over them. Go on, Bonetta, you're the only one playing well. Oh, God, he's missed again. Yeah, that was one heck of a shot, that was. I do remember that one. I miss the Premier League football. Summertime is horrible. Go on. Now, playing him as a winger, I think, has been a good move. I think he's our most dangerous player at the moment. Well, we are not defending very well. I think I'm going to have to ask the player on the left-hand side to go with that overlapping. So Barry, I think I'm going to need to ask him to go with the defender and double up on him and stop that from happening. That looked very dangerous, and we just didn't defend that very well at all. 1-1 is about the right scoreline. They got a better XG, obviously, because of the penalty, but the shots on target, it's pretty much an even contest. And, yeah, I don't want to be harsh on them. You can't beat the game sometimes, so let's be nice to them. You weren't that bad. He was dreadful, but sometimes you just got to lie to your players. Sirkin is getting tired already. Do I want to switch this over? Maybe have Huggins attacking, put Sirkin on a support duty. If they're more dangerous down the right-hand side, let's shift that over. I've got the ball winner on support on this side, so I am going to switch that over. And he can go on an attack duty. And we'll switch the attack to the right-hand side. We are playing down the centre, but I want our more attacking players. And then we'll put him as an inverted winger on support. And I think we'll try getting him into these spaces a bit more. Apart from that, I don't think there's anything else I want to do. A couple of nervous players. Don't know why. They're always nervous coming in the dressing room, especially if they're not ahead. So they should be. That's how to manage a football team. They should be nervous. That's a terrible pass. Well, what is short? Like, does he understand short passing? What was short about that? Like, I might actually, if it continues this way, I might go switch to the 4-2-3-1, go a little bit more attacking as the game goes on. If we can't get... A possession is over... Oh, see? Penalty. Nothing. And that looked more like a penalty than theirs. I just don't get them, but they just walk into my penalty area. Somebody sneezes, they get a penalty. I think that assist broke the record, possibly. And that was exactly the same tackle as that mine was that gave away the penalty. What are you doing, boys? That was just rubbish. Still playing as a winger. That was dipping. Look, first glance, it looked like it was going to fly over the bar, but it was dipping. Come on, let's get a goal. Oh, he's gone for a short corner again. What is going on here? I think I might have to tell him to shoot a little bit less. He's getting carried away. And that's the quality of my centre forward on full view there. He's just such a bad player. But I haven't got anybody else. I've only got Bellingham, and I need him in midfield today. Another good cross. Can't get on the end of it. He's too small. Just a little boy. They've made a substitution. We have all the possession, which is like becomes so annoying. They've made 2 substitutions. Harness is gone. Caden Jackson is gone, really. And who was this? But we're going to close him down anyway. Try and take the space away. I'm not going to do anything other than that. And who's this geezer? He's not as good as Harness, so we put him on his hard tackle and left foot. So they've got tired, had to make changes. Maybe it's time to up the ante here. He's good with his head, that Benete. Was a good shape to that header, just lacked the power, it was too far away. So we've had 71% of the possession. We haven't created too much, though. For 71%. And it's always a concern that they're just going to pop one in without having had any of the ball, any chances. There's the ball over the top. How do I beat them? I think I need to bring them out. I think for a start, we're just going to try and bring them out. So I'm going to go into a mid-block with a standard line to stop that ball over the top. And come off the counter press. I'm going a little bit wider. And I'm going to up the passing speed. We'll take that off because we don't need that now. If they're getting tired, and we'll pass into space. We'll try and pull them out and create some space at the back. And then, if necessary, I can go to the 4-2-3-1. And now that I've told them to really hurry with the possession, they'll take their time. I think the switch is about to be switched on, and I'm seeing it in both saves. Aston Villa, the switch is definitely coming. I'm thinking of changing my tactic. Someone's about to press the switch, and I'm going to lose control. So I'm trying to think about how I can get ahead of it. So I'm thinking of, with Villa, of going to a 5-3-2 and totally screwing the game up. Yeah, let's do that then. But despite the fact that they can barely move, they're so tired they can barely move, they are dominating this game at the moment. And we just look like a shambles. That's it. Get on the ball. Pass it quick. Now we want quick counter-attack. You've got bodies out there. That's it. That's what I want. Much better. Bodies rushing forward. Come on. That's much better. I'm going to have to make some subs in a minute. Get rid of some of this rubbish today. Especially him. I mean, that guy is the worst striker in the world. I thought that Sean Langstaff was the worst striker in the world, but he's not as bad as that boy. I've never seen anything like that. He couldn't score a goal if somebody gave him one with bells and whistles and ribbons around it. He still miss. If he was standing there with nobody in front of him in the goal, he'd somehow miss it. He's got that down to an art form. It's all us again. But they're all long shots, aren't they? I'm going to have to tell them to be more disciplined. They are not following instructions. Since when does work the ball into the box mean shoot whenever you feel like it? This is going to turn out to be a draw, isn't it? Unless I do something drastic, I'm going to make some changes because they're going to score in a minute. There's a lot of tired bodies on the pitch now. I'm going to put Bellingham up top, despite the fact that he's tired. I'm going to play him as an advance forward. Get somebody in the box there. Connolly has been an absolute disaster. Again. And Samed is not having a very good game. I'm going to change his role, I think. I'm going to put him also as a centre mid on attack. I want those two, which might mean I'll play him as a deep line forward on support. So we'll have those two going past him. It's a big responsibility on. I'm going to go attacking. And we're going to put the other wing back on attack. Might as well upset the game's plan. Samed probably does need to come off. He's not playing very well. Who am I going to put in there? Abdullah Bar could come in there. He's not the best player that I've got. Let's play him as a Mazzala on attack. And there's a lot of players looking like they're about to get tired. Sirkin is definitely one. Huggins is not having a good game though, so he can come off. We got to go for this now. And we'll wait to see who gets tired now. Well, that was a bit scrappy. It's interesting that they've got two players here, but they're not pressing. So what are they doing there? They're two pressing forwards they've got there, or have they got... Who is the second one? They'd have a pressing forward here. Who is the second player they've got standing outside the box when we've got a goal kick? I can understand they're pressing forward doing it, but who's the other one? Because they're actually just sat back. They're not doing any pressing at all. They're not engaging until we're way over the halfway line. It's so interesting that I can predict what's going to happen within FM. Before the game started, that's what I said, that Derby would win, and then we beat Burnley. I think that came off the back of his head. No, it was the front of his head. Okay, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It's just a game. Yeah, there we go. Back to third. Oh, that was a lovely pass. Oh, for goodness sake. Right, 2 more subs. Benete is gone. Since he did that assist, he's done nothing anyway. Patrick Roberts is not fit, but he's coming on. And Sirkin has gone, but I don't have anyone for Sirkin, so he'll have to come on. I've given up. The game does what it wants, I think. Going attacking, that's fair enough. It's always risky, and if you go attacking, then they're going to score. Or at least going to score. If they have 2 highlights, they're going to score 1. You've got to score yourself if you go attacking, or the game punishes you. And right now, if I don't have any forwards who can score, it was probably a silly thing to do. I actually should sit in a low block and just go nowhere near the forward line. Sit in a low block with a low line of defence and just defend for our lives and keep the ball away from the forwards who just screw things up all the time. Unbelievable. Any thoughts on whether... Well, I'm being told that there's going to be news shortly. Rumours on the grapevine as there's going to be news shortly. I'm guessing that they're going to be announcing and saying they're on track for FM26 and start hitting the road map. And the word is that the shareholders meeting is in a couple of weeks' time. And usually they start doing things before the shareholders meeting. So there should be some news within the next couple of days. The next few days. To be honest with you, I don't like the way the game is going. I think it's going to become more console type, FIFA type stuff. And I actually don't like the way the game is going. And given that my channel is dying anyway, I can't see that I'll be around after FM26 because I'm not going to play a game that I don't like. And if it's just going to be flashy graphics and there's going to be no input into the game, I think they should just call it Football Spectator or Football Fan, and you just support the team and then they just simulate a season. Because that's the way I think it's going. Because the kids don't want to sit and study data and all the rest of it. They just want pretty pictures, lots of music and shouting and noise. And that's going to be enough for them. And that's the market that they're after. They're after that 10 to 14 age group. I'm going to take the responsibility for this defeat. I should have gone defensive, not attacking. That's my bad. If you don't have any attackers, what's the point of going attacking? So I should have just gone defensive. But I did call it before the game that's what, based on history of playing the game, that's what would happen. That they want to close the gap now, because then it gets really exciting. And then, like, everybody's so excited. Like, doesn't matter if they're just closing the gap for no reason whatsoever. It just makes, if teams are too far apart, it's not very exciting. Well, I don't want the excitement. I don't want you taking control. I want it to be fair. And so it would not surprise me in the slightest if we bounce back and beat Burnley. And then the gap's closed between the three then. And how magical that is. It would just be perfect if that happened. I'll go into the predictions business. No, we're not going to score a goal. It's a ridiculous suggestion. And we're full out attack now, and we still can't get shots on goal. This is not the time for short corners. Get it into the box. You donkey. That's it. A defeat. I actually don't mind. I'm not bothered. Because I think, and I just said that I think the switch has been thrown. And it's the same. It's the same in my Aston Villa save. The switch has been thrown. And I can't score. My Aston Villa team was beating everyone. Oh, he always wants a rest. He wants a rest every week. I'm not praising anybody. And I've noticed in the Aston Villa save, I haven't uploaded the Wolves game yet, but the switch has gone. And I don't think that Wolves actually got out of their penalty area. But could we score? No chance. And I think the switch has gone. And that was set up perfectly. We had movement going everywhere. That's going to be uploaded later tonight. But that makes really strange viewing. And I'm just wondering, because this happened before, that the switch goes across all my saves, and the Ipswich results are starting to look a bit very strange as well. So it looks like the switch is going to go in all of them. And I know you guys don't believe me about the switch, but if you look back on the Manchester United game last night, there was a time where I told my players, this was fascinated me. I was playing in the 4-3-3, and I told my players to come back into a low block and to play a shorter passing game at a higher tempo. So that 3 highlights later, my entire team seemed to be camped at their penalty area when they had a goal kick. That is not sitting back in a low block. That is a gegenpress. So I had everybody sitting outside their box waiting for the goalkeeper to take. They were actually playing in a gegenpress, and I told them, no pressing, sit back in a low block, just counter-attack. And it was totally the opposite of what I told them to do. The switch has been thrown. And I told them short passing, and the first thing that I see is the fullback gets the ball here and wellies the longest pass I've ever seen straight to the Manchester United goalkeeper. That's not short passing. And that's the switch, unfortunately. And there's not much you can do about it. Except, I have tried giving them the opposite instructions of what you want them to do. I'm going to let him pick the team. And I've tried that, but that doesn't work because they then do the opposite. They still do the opposite. So it's very strange what this switch is. It's just you have no control over what goes on anymore. And depending on how good a team you are, that's how long it lasts. So, for example, if you're a top 4 team, it'll last a couple of games. But if you're a team at the bottom of the league, then it will last for 4, 5, maybe even 6 games. And it's just that the game takes control off you and does what it likes. And you're making changes there, and you can't understand why the players are not doing what they're told. It's really weird, and it was very strange. I told him to sit in a low block and short passing at a higher tempo. And the next thing I see is all my team up here in a gegenpress waiting for the goalkeeper to take. That's not a low block, FM. Oh, God. And if this is what I suspect, go back to the original question. Oh, we got another injury. It's so cool. Has anybody ever clicked that? Give him an injection. I guess has anybody ever done that? So, in answer to the question, if this is how FM is going to develop, I just don't think I'm interested. And I don't really think I can play a game that I'm not interested in. And I do strongly suspect that is what the game is going to become. It's going to be just a simulation, and you are just going to be a spectator. The graphics that they're putting in are going to take up so much of the game's power that something has to go. So everything will be cosmetic, just there to make it look like it's a management game, while they put all the effort into the graphics and the pretty celebrations and the real life running motions that I believe they have. And in order to do that, they're going to have to sacrifice things. And data is going to go. We already know the chalkboard's going. So I think everything will be cosmetic. And they'll make you think that you're a manager, but it's actually just a season simulation. I think that will keep all the bells and whistles people happy, the console players happy, because they will have the noise and colours that they need. Us older, the ones who grew up with the ancient versions of this game, we're not part of the picture anymore. Unfortunate, but I can't play a game that I've got no interest in. And as my channel is dying anyway, and it's kind of painful to watch my channel dying in front of my eyes, it probably will be best for me just to stop, to take positive action rather than wait for it to absolutely destroy me. And there are several reasons why my channel might be declining. I think that anybody who does pity posts on Reddit for me, it's going to get the result that it got last time. There's been a lot of criticism of me on that Reddit thread. My reputation went down. 200 people came over and subscribed as a result, but they're all leaving now. They think they've done their job and have helped. But they're leaving now. So it was a nice thought, but it's such a poor thing to do, and it hurt bad. And now I'm paying the price for that. I don't want to criticize the person who did it. He did it out of kindness, but it's not the way to promote a channel. And if you are thinking about it, don't do it, because the only way you can promote a channel is by recommending a video that you like. People have to make their own mind up whether to subscribe or not. You can't make their mind up for them. And you can't like go and say, oh, it definitely deserves more subscribers. Go on, please jump over and help him to get that. And don't do that. But that's just understanding YouTube. He's still injured. But yeah, the channel is dying. One of the other reasons is that I left the monetization program, and therefore I stopped making money for YouTube. And I guess they're a bit upset about that. I guess they have good reason to be upset. If I don't want to be monetized, then they don't make any money. And I don't know if you guys are getting adverts at the moment. I don't. When I watch my own videos, I don't get any adverts at all. And impressions have gone down. They just are not pushing my videos out anymore. And they even cut me off in midstream in a live stream last night. So I don't know. I think I have to get out before the channel gets me out. It's just kind of sad, but I've had a good run. So I think we'll see this season through, and then we'll have a look at FM26. The only problem is I'm going to be on holiday when FM26 comes out, and I'm going to just let the assistant manager do this one. Not even going to have a look at the data hub. Let's have a look quickly how they play. Is it a wing play or what? Tiki-taka. We need a high line. And we got a high line. I bet you destroy Burnley. You know, you might not be wrong. I did call it that's what would happen to close the gap between everybody. I think, yeah, I mean, there are several reasons. The other reason is that it's summertime. And then I did this Aston Villa save, which was a mistake. Because people are not interested in the chalkboard and the data hub. So that was a big mistake. And, like, those videos take me 4 hours to make most of the morning. And part of the afternoon. And is it worth it for 50 viewers? Nah. So if people want me to continue, then I will do it live. Because I don't have to make a video out of it then. And it's a shame because I'd spent a day creating new transitions and a brand new intro for it, thinking that would help, but it's really sad to watch the channel die like this. It does make me sad. I'm just going to let the assistant play this game. I'm going to play as they want me to play the game in the future. Football Spectator. I think the line is set right. We need to have a high line for a tiki-taka. But it wouldn't surprise me to see us beating Burnley, because that will just prove exactly what I said at the beginning. The game wants to close the gap. There's no point in sending Burnley 10 points clear, is there? Unless they're planning for Burnley to lose 3 games in a row very quickly. Burnley will go 10 points clear if they win. It's pretty much championship over. Does FM do that? Or does FM like the excitement mode at the end of the season? So now is the time, as we're getting to the end, get these teams closer together. It's all good excitement. Hey Neil, how you doing? Nintendo. What has Nintendo done, James? I think everybody does suffer a little bit in the summer because people are out enjoying themselves, and everybody's channel suffers a bit. We know that there's a drop in views, but I'm not just watching a drop in views. I'm watching a drop in impressions, which is the amount of times YouTube shows it to people, and YouTube actually are just saying we're not interested in your channel. And I understand why. Because I'm not making any money for them anymore. And if I'm not, why would they promote someone's channel if I've just refused to make money for them? I had to stop the monetization. Hi, Spike. Hey, Neil. I had to stop the monetization because it was going to interfere with... See, we are world champions at hitting the post. Because it was going to interfere with my pension stuff. It wasn't enough money, and was going to cause me all kinds of problems with the government. And so that 50 quid that I was earning a month, YouTube was earning more than me from my channel. And oh, see, we've hit the post again. We are world champions at hitting the woodwork. World champions. Oh, boy. So, yeah, I mean, I can understand why YouTube have just wiped their hands of the channel. I understand that. Summertime doesn't help. And all those subscribers that are leaving now that came over from Reddit... and as soon as somebody put that post up, I knew it was an error. And we're a goal behind already. In fact, our save might be over as a result of today. That might be it. I don't want to say that again. That might be it. If we lose this, we won't win the playoffs. So that will be end of save if we lose this. Maybe FM is going to let Burnley win it by the end of April. Who knows? Be very unusual because they go for the excitement bit. I'm okay, Mark. How are you doing? Good to see you. I mean, my assistant might be right. Dropping Mepham might have been a good idea. He was totally out of position then. Supposed to be a good player. But we don't look like... I'm going to switch to the 4-2... Penalty, ref. See, we don't get them. Two of my players are on the floor then. And we still can't get a penalty. But I just sneezed on one of the Derby players and they immediately pointed to the spot. Yeah, Connolly. I don't know why I picked him again. I think he needs to score. He needs to be absolutely on the goal line with nobody around him for about 10 metres. I think he's got a chance then. 50-50 maybe. But we're absolutely getting beat. We are the better team. Of course we're the better team. And this is something that really annoys me about FM lately. That Ipswich in particular is just so annoying that we lose games when we are far the better team. Like we lost against Man United. Last game, we absolutely outclassed them. But could we score? No. Man United get one chance, bang, back of the net, that's it, game over. And we are the better team again. And FM need to address this. Yes, sometimes the team who are not the better team win football matches. But not all the bloody time. Mostly in football, the better team win. That's what makes it what it is, because sometimes the team who are not better, it's a little bit of a surprise. But in FM, you are the better team in every game that you play. You just don't win games. And it needs to represent football a little bit better. I might actually go to the 4-2-3-1, give that a try, because the 4-3-3 is not working. Oh, God's sake. Dribbling needs to be better, because whenever we dribble, we lose the ball. I'm in a bit of a mood with FM at the moment, and I think it's because the switch has been thrown, and because I'm using the same profile for each of the 3 saves. It always goes at the same time in all 3 saves. My Villa team were lethal in front of goal until the last game. There's a switch gone there. But maybe we're not out of this yet. Maybe the game is going to close the gap at the top between the 3 teams. We're not out of this yet. We'll keep going. The assistant manager's doing a good job on this. Fair play. Better than I can do. Oh, God, don't give it to him, you donkey. What's the point of giving it to him? You might as well have taken a shot yourself from 40 yards than give it to him. I don't know what to do. I haven't got anybody else. See? No penalty. Well, that was a good save. But there were, what was that, offside perhaps? It's a very good save. See, we were much the better team. The opposition are so clinical. James, I actually liked FM 22. For me, that was the closest that they've come to actually getting it right. I told you that we'd beat Burnley. And I think that's what's happened since, is they started preparing for FM 25 while FM 22 was going. So what happened with 23 was that they started experimenting with stuff. And if you make software change after software change after software change, and eventually the program is going to develop a lot of hiccups. And they kept making changes through FM23, FM24, trying to prepare for 25. And with all these changes that they were doing to the software, eventually the software's decided, I don't want to play anymore. And there's just so many glitches. I mean, I get goal awarded banners and before even VAR's had a look. So it's kind of like the glitches that go on for a start. So, and I think if you interfere with software enough times, it's like anything else, it will decide it doesn't want to play anymore. Enough. We're in third. We might actually have gone up to second, but this is all prearranged. So we're in third, and what they've done is close the gap, which I thought they might. And I did call both results. Oh, it's 2-2 now. I did call both results before we even played them. And the first one I got correct, but unless we score another one, this one's going to be wrong. But I've decided just to leave it to the assistant because he's a better manager than me at this point in time. And whatever I touch is going wrong. So I've decided just to leave it to him. And if we win 5-4, it doesn't matter. We don't have to defend very well as long as we score more than they do. But, yeah, I did say that we would beat Burnley and lose to Derby. And then that way the points difference at the top gets smaller. And we all get joined together, ready for the run-in. So we need another goal to make my prediction come true. Who's not playing well at the back? All of them. I mean, it's unfortunate that I got 3 key players injured in one single day before the first of these games. So a bit unfortunate, I guess. But if we don't win this, then it's just going to be the battle for second place, because Burnley have pretty much won the title if we don't win this. I'm not happy. Just not happy. Haven't been happy for a while. They haven't made any subs. Let's just ask the assistant again. He's tight marking a lot. He's gone man for man. And I think we just go and start the second half. Connolly, it's about average for him. 6.4, 6.5 is average. Such a good player. I always thought that the worst player that I'd ever seen in FM was Sean Langstaff, played for my Notts County team. I couldn't sell him either. I couldn't get rid of him. He was hanging around like a bad smell for season after season. The worst striker I've ever seen. And I thought I'd never see anyone worse. But I think I have. Connolly's even worse. He took that over the line then, referee. Hey James, welcome back. So in terms of the table, we can still get second, but it's just making it harder. Losing this is going to make it harder. Winning this, we could even win it, which is why I suspected that we'd lose the first game and win the second one, because then any of the 3 could win it. Oh, that boy, he's like 1 assist. Oh no, that's Roberts. Benete isn't playing today. But the number of times, it was just like he was, 10 yards out there and found Rosed. Oh, it's tiresome. The problem is with FM, if you don't do something about this, the opposition are so clinical. If you don't sort your attack out, they'll just need one break and they score. Like this. Thankfully, he's just as bad as we are. We've lost the momentum a little bit. Time to make some changes. Mepham has been an absolute nightmare. So O'Neill can come in here. Actually, Sealt can come in there because I might need O'Neill. Goalkeeper's had a disaster. Patrick Roberts is an idiot. What am I going to play him as? I think I'm playing him as a winger and ask him to cut inside. And then we have that. So yeah, we can also play with the underlap then, can't we? Let's take that out. We don't need that. And Connolly, what the heck am I going to do with him? I'm going to just play Meander. because he simply can't play any worse. Just play him as a pressing forward. He can't do any worse than Connolly, so might as well give him a shot. We'll wait now for tired players. He's just... He can't do anything. He's just... Oh! Finally, Bellingham. See, this is just so scripted. I mean, come on. How could somebody actually get these two results correct? If football was this easy, I'd make a fortune betting. I'm not quite sure about what the goalkeeper was doing there. He's not on my shopping list. He's supposed to be a good goalkeeper, Trafford. So now we're ahead again. So this, you see, if we keep this lead, now anybody could win it. And if Burnley win, then the lead that they have is just too much for anyone to overcome. FM will try to make this game exciting at the end of the season. So having Burnley win the title at this stage of the season is not exciting. So this is what it's doing. So, what's your striker's first shot value? Where he is when it's real life? Absolutely no idea, James. Absolutely no idea. I just know he couldn't hit a barn door if it was 6 inches away from him. I mean, again, we have been the better team, and thankfully, at the moment, the game is highlighting that we've been the better team. I'm just waiting for tired players. Bellingham is tired, but I don't want to take him off because he's just scored. One of the wing backs probably. I don't want to take him off. He's got 2 goals. He'd be upset if I take him off. I don't want to take him off either. He's playing well. So maybe I'll just take the wing backs off if I can. Just bring on Huggins. Sirkin will probably last the game out. What I really should do is change the goalkeeper. And these two are playing well. I don't want to interfere with that, as is Cook. And Cook will last the game. I think I still have one substitution that I can make after this. Giving away a lot of free kicks, though. Mr. Assistant, sort that out. Stay on the feet. We don't want him getting outside. We're not very good at crosses. But we could do with another goal to put this game to bed. Come on, keep pressing them, keep pressing them. It's been working. One of these midfielders needs tight marking. I'm going to take over from the assistant here because the right-hand midfielder needs tight marking. He's getting passes away which are very dangerous. I mean, we can turn him around as well. Need to stop that. He seems to have tons of time. Probably because he's not closed down. That's why he's getting tons of time to do it. But just tight mark him. And then that should stop it. So maybe time to go into a low block, close this game off. It might be too late. Oh, it was a good save. Finally, the goalkeeper's done something. So it might be time. They are looking very dangerous. And I need to maybe get bodies in here. Tidy that bit of the pitch. Maybe they got too much space in here. That's okay. And then slow everything down a little bit. So let's go into... Let's get into a nice... Let's tuck into a nice low block. Fill up that space. And we don't need to do that too often anymore. We don't need to counter press anymore. And we'll just slow everything down. Dribble less. Be more disciplined. That will do. Just slow everything down, boys. Get bodies absolutely in front of the penalty area. Doesn't matter now. It looks like they've changed and they're going more attacking. Well, it's probably a bit too late now. There you go. We called that at the beginning. I did ask you guys, what do you think the results are going to be? I give you a little bit of time to answer. And I'm betting most of you said you'll lose again. You'll lose against Derby, but you'll beat Burnley. And that's exactly what I said after. We will lose against Derby, but we'll beat Burnley so that the gap closes. And that's how it's gone. And I find it a bit unfair that the game does that because we were the better team against Derby. And I feel like it's robbed me because it had to get the teams closer together in the league table. Now anyone can win the title. Burnley are not streets ahead. Anyone can win the title. There's the pass. Give it to him. That's behind him. Pass was the other way if you'd looked. Oh, God. Who was that? Sirkin, was it? Well, that should be it now. Just keep them out. There should be no space now for their midfielders. Sirkin's having a nightmare out there. It's like, do you want to give them the game, Sirkin? Is it offside? No, it's given. Oh no, it is offside. I think Sirkin wants to give them the game. That's 2 howlers he's made. We're going defensive now. Stay where you are. That's offside as well. Fair play to them. They're giving it a right go. Miles offside though. It's just the game being silly. Nothing to worry about. Well, I asked because his first shot value as up to finishing to give a bigger chance of scoring. If it's a high number, what I'm reckoning is that You get a low first shot score, causing him to score less. Okay, so what can you do about that then, apart from sell him? What do you suggest? What's your suggestion, James? Shall I lie to them? Yeah, well done, lads. And there it is. I mean, it's now Derby and Sunderland are on the same points, but the gap has been closed to only 5 points. And so with 13 games to go now, and if Burnley lose a couple or win and draw, then anybody could win the title from here on in. That's a perfect setup there from FM. Chris Mepham tired again. He was tired last week and he was tired the week before, and he's like tired every day. He came here wanting to be an important player. We made him an important player, which means he's got to play every game. And now he's complaining, I want to rest, I want to rest, I want to rest. Every single week. Well, we'll rest him then. He's not playing very well anyway. So let's give him a rest. I don't know how long. How long do you guys give your players a rest for? How long? Even if he doesn't deserve a rest. How long would you give him a rest for? I'm not going to consider you for the next month. What should I tell him that? Resting for a fortnight or so. And then if he comes back and a couple of weeks later he's tired again, then the game's just being silly. One match. Opponent dependent. Well, the two biggest games are out of the way now. Let's start him with one match. But I've given him rests before. Now, I suppose I can go along with that. But he is always tired. Always. Him and Ballard. Ballard would be next. He'd be like, oh, I'm so tired. Well, maybe go and work in an office. That's probably your best solution. Because football might not be for you. You could go and test beds at Sleep World or Dream World and stuff. That might be a better career for you. And could do with having these two back. That was so unfair, taking those two out on the same day. I really need to rotate this team as well, don't I? Well, one rotation's done because of Mepham. And the next game is a week away, so they don't need a rest. They can do some training. And then it's a packed programme as we come into March. Preston, Middlesbrough, Norwich, Cardiff. We've got better fixtures now. Getting Derby out of the way and Burnley means it opens up better fixtures now. So I might take over from the assistant again. And then it looks good all the way. Watford, Sheffield Wednesday, Leeds, Plymouth, Coventry, Blackburn, Stoke, Swansea and Hull. We've got a nice run in. So, yeah, we still might make it to second place. I do remember. Do you guys remember these two games? We absolutely hammered West Brom. Their formation was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But all we had to do was go long down the flanks because they were like playing with two at the back. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It was like, oh my God. Shall we play one more? Let's play one more. And it's early yet. Preston away. Not going to be such an easy game. But I think I did say it's a week away, isn't it? Yeah. So they don't need resting. So it's become very interesting. Derby must have won again. Yeah, beat Luton 2-0. So now we've got second and third. One team is going to miss out. That's what FM was actually doing. And if you went on holiday now and came back 2 games before the end of the season, you'd find that there's only a point in it either way. So that's what it's doing. Hence, that's why we were able to predict those 2 results. It wouldn't have worked the other way. Beating Derby and losing to Burnley wouldn't have worked for FM. So that's why it was so easy to predict. Quick starters, are they? Through balls. I just despise playing against this system. I find it so hard to break down. So we can go back near post anyway. I'll take... Oi. Where's my near post? Far post. Where's the near post gone? That's not how I want. I'm going to have to load my routines again, am I? Why is it interfering? Why on earth is it interfering? I've got my far post. My far post has disappeared now. Ah, this is stupid. Right, let's get rid of that. Oh, there's the far post. Why is routine 1 there? And this one is routine 3. Why is that there? So I want to get rid of this one. Who put those there? And we need to change this one. Now 2 is okay. 1, I need to load routine. Attack the near post. That's better. So now I've got attack the near post in. Oh, who changed that then? So there's so many glitches in this game. They don't look that good. Probably, though, 2 complete wing backs, but I have a plan for that. We're going to have to play wide. Fairly wide. And then what we're going to have to do is zip the ball around. We'll leave those. We'll leave that. Pass into space. That comes off. And that comes off if we're playing fairly wide. You need to counter-press, counter. And we need to play high press, like a gegenpress. And then this is what we need to do. We go, first off, go into the 4-2-3-1. And Bellingham can come up there. And he, is doing the right thing this way. Well, he was. Well, it's probably better to switch those over. And then he needs to roam from position. He needs to roam from position. He's already doing it. He needs to roam from position. So that creates chaos, because otherwise their back 3 are going to be impenetrable. And then he should be a deep line forward on support, trying to drag one of them out. Bellingham then creates the nonsense behind. He comes into this space. That'll work for me. And then Hume, or whoever's there, plays as an inverted wing-back on attack, while Roberts is a winger on support. So he's coming into this space as well. And he is now a wing-back on support. And these two don't do it that way. These two get switched around. And then we have a system where wing-backs are going forward. He should be also, in this type of system, cut inside with the ball, so that he's coming into this area as well. And that means that we should have 7 players in this area playing against their... Well, they will have 7 as well. So it's still going to be 7 versus 7. But that is the best thing that I can come up with against the 3 at the back. I just find it impossible to break them down. You have to move at speed. There has to be a lot of movement going on. So putting players in random, allowing them to roam from position. Preston played today. Oh, they've still got a few days. The other thing is I need to think about rotation a little bit. I could put him in here, give him a tryout. Roberts has just come back from injury, so he should be fine. Samed is probably better than Neil. Well, then maybe not. He could play as a ball winner. And Neil can play as the segundo. No, he's not very good at that, is he? That's O'Neill. What am I talking about? He's not bad at that. Prefers to be a deep line playmaker, but that's not an option. And then Samed can replace him. But we're looking thin on the ground here. Well, we'll go with that. I need my 2 key players back, please. Will be interesting. It's pretty obvious with 2 complete wing backs that they are going to play down the flanks. We could go to the data hub. Yeah, there's absolutely no doubt. You've got 2 complete wing backs here. One is a wing back now. This is going to be, they're going to have 8 players sitting in here. This is what makes it really difficult. So that's why I got to throw players forward. So I got to have at least 7 up there. When we're attacking, and it makes it even harder because they're 20th in the league, and these games are harder to win than Burnley. It shouldn't be like that, FM, but it is. These games are much harder to win than the teams at the top. Although the other teams at the top don't seem to have a problem with them. So maybe it's me. So we'll play this one and see how we go. It'd be interesting because we still need to close the gap on Burnley. I mean, hopefully we can send Burnley into a downward spiral now. And we can go on the up. We need to close the gap on Burnley. And they're playing Millwall, 21st. So I'm guessing Burnley will win. Home to Millwall. We'll do that and we'll check it. Positive to attacking. The last time I went attacking, I lost. Positive should be enough. I appreciate the sentiment. So this geezer, we want to turn him inside anyway. So left foot and hard tackle him. And the other one, we want to turn him inside as well. Right foot and hard tackle him. And then, this is because they want to play out here. So I want to bring them in here. If they were playing with wingers, which sometimes they often do, I'd have my forwards track them back. But I've just got two forwards to look after and a Volante and Mazzala here, I think. So, Ali McCann. We'll just turn him onto his left foot. And then the two midfielders. There's not much to him, is there? I'm actually going to leave him alone in the hope then that they pass him the ball. And then he can go onto his left foot. And I want to close him down. So that's fine. And then the two strikers. One of them is going to play deep. It's not going to be Keane. They're not very good. Just turn him onto his left foot. And then the other one, he's a good player in FM. I think we're going to hard tackle him, that's all. I don't like hard tackling forwards because you can give penalties away. But that's all we have to go on with him. So I've rotated in a couple of positions. One forced upon me and the left wing bar because he's been pretty much ignored all season. Yeah, I just did that. You're behind the times, Mr. Assistant. I just did it. Pick off where you left off. Yeah, why not? Let's say that. So I'm hoping that I've read this right, that we will retain most of the ball. I'm happy with that. And if we're passing it around at high tempo, with all that roaming from position going on up front, it should hopefully unlock the defence, because we'll see very quickly where they are sitting. And you can see already there's 7 of them that can be back there. And in fact, if they're under pressure, there'll be 8 back there. Are we in, what highlights are we in? That's weird, isn't it? Come on, keep moving it around. He should be coming inside now, so he should be a nuisance in here. But we are getting bodies. There's 1, 2, there's 5 in the penalty area there. So that's a good sign. We have to break that 3 down. So it's playing out as I thought. We'd have the possession. They're sitting back. If you stop it here, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players. Almost. If he was just back a yard or two, they'd have 8 players in the penalty area. That is the problem in terms of breaking them down. So that means that we need to get at least 6 or 7 up there. What we got now? 5. Good. It's working. It's working. So we had 6 players in the box then. And then it becomes a much more even contest. Finally, it's working. And it's done through the movement. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5. I thought there was more. 5 players were in the box. 2 just outside the box. So then it makes it 8 against 7. I could put the other wing back on inverted wing back on attack and make it 8 versus 8. But then you're vulnerable to counter-attack. So all we got to do is keep doing this. Possession, what's the possession? Yeah, we've got the ball-ish. We've got to stop those wing backs. And usually the way to do it with those wing backs is someone man marks them. So I'm going to ask Roberts to track the wing back. Yeah, Brad Potts. Not Brad Potts. He needs to track the left one. And then the other side, he needs to track Brad Potts. So if they go back, we should see that we have a 6 at the back. If that works out the way I think it will, we'll have a 6 at the back. Which means that their wing-backs will be totally ineffective. If it works out. It worked perfectly for Villa the other day. You could see it as plain as the nose on your face. So if we see a counter-attack from them, we should see that 6 at the back. Not quite seeing it yet, but then they're not getting the ball enough yet. That's a lovely pass. Now do something useful, Roberts. There he is, coming inside. It's 2-0. Oh, finally, one of my game plans is working on FM. The inverted wing back coming in here. He just is a distraction and a nuisance in this area. They just haven't got enough defenders now. Finally, a game plan is working. Although everybody's winning again. What about Burnley? Yeah, Burnley are winning. Derby are winning. So it's just waiting, taking it to the last game. Oi, what are you doing? So have a look at the 1-0 Burnley, 1-0 Derby. Everybody's winning. Let's go on. There you go. So where is the marker? No, that's not who should be here. That is not who should be there. Where was my winger? He's supposed to track him back, so it's not. He's not doing his job. Whenever they turn the ball over, he's got to track him back. And he didn't do it, and that's why they found the space. Keeping an eye on Derby, and because they could still lose. Oh, God, another injury, have I? Oh, come on. He's okay, is he? But he has to come off because I can't afford for it to get worse. It's a knee injury. Oh, that's a bad one then. And I don't have an attacking mid who can do that on the bench. I'm going to have to try Bar. And then Louis Barry can come on here instead. He could actually come in and do the job and put Bar out here. Might be a better idea. Is he a winger or a inside forward? He's probably a winger, actually. No, his crossing's rubbish. So let's keep him as the inside forward. The game is like relentless with injuries. What is this about as well? Success brings problems. That's what it's about. Just when we were going well. We've only had 2 opportunities though, and we've scored them both. We're not creating too much at the moment. But he has got to stick to him like glue. And Louis Barry needs to stick to the other one. He already is. And if you do that, then they are totally ineffective and they have no attacking threat. If you don't do it, if you shirk your duty, then we're in trouble. Is that offside, or did you just kick it out of play and gave up? We're lucky to be ahead. I disagree. I think it's tactical genius. I know we're not shooting enough, but I've got to work the ball into the box on. Maybe I should take that off. I don't think that there's a problem, Mr. Assistant. I think that their defence is good. I mean, you've got to recognise 3 at the back is really hard to break down. They've got 8 players back there, but we've got a 5-on-2 here. We had a 5-on-2 there, and he blew it. Was that Mr. Connolly again? Come on, we got a 3-on-2, 2-on-2 down here now. And we've got tons of bodies in the box. That's what's not happening, isn't it? Can I tell them to cross less often? I think so. So if I go here, oops, not there. So if I, oh yeah, it is there. Can I go to, no I can't, he's already on cross less often. What about this geezer? He'll be the same, won't he? Yeah. Oh, they're still crossing though, that's the problem. I mean, we're not doing too bad. Against the 3 at the back, 5 attempts. We've scored from 2. I just need this bloke here, this left wing back, to be covered, and whoever it is, Bar is not doing the job either. The other one is. But I'll take 2-0 away from home at half time. No problem. They've not been easy to break down. But we have got 2 goals. Have I got work the ball into the box on? Yeah. So I'll be 3-1 up now. So we're getting attempts on goal. Most of them on target. Brad Potts, huh? Who's Brad Potts? Oh, he's the striker, isn't he? No, yeah, let's close him down, then it won't do any harm. Robbie Brady, we need to do the same thing with him. Right foot and hard tackle him. And they've taken a striker off. Panicking or what? His concentration is poor. He's not the greatest player in the world, is he? Just put him on his left foot. And then we seem to be okay. Sirkin definitely needs a rest. He'll be the next one. Boss, can I have a rest? Send them out feeling happy about themselves. Yeah, see, he was doing the job on this side. It's that one who's not doing the job. Because if he comes back and tracks him, it means that my wing-back is free inside. He doesn't have to worry about him. My wing-back can then look after the inside forward. So just keep an eye on those two. Yeah, he's doing it now. Now we've got that 6 across the back. So maybe if we're a bit more organised, we might see it. There you go. We've got the 2 wingers marking the 2 wing backs, and now I've got 4 on 2 in this area because my wing backs have come in with the wingers. So it's almost impossible for them to play through their wing backs unless he makes an error. We've got 6 at the back there with 2 in front. It's just a perfect setup. But we're also we got to watch it for the through balls. My defense's concentration is terrible. Oh boy, painful sometimes. Still no movement, but it will. I've absolutely no doubt it will. That the gap will be almost next to nothing by the time we come to the last 2 games. Oh, we're in. Oh, 3. That is what we need. We had 3 on the 6-yard line, and he couldn't find one of them. That's what you got to have, I think. And hopefully now they'll find it more and more difficult. They're trying down that right-hand side. See the heat map. They're desperately trying to get this wing free, this wing back free. Oh, they have scored one. And the problem is we are not doing the job down here, but it was from the left that time. I'm gonna have to actually shout at them because this is shocking. Once again, the better team is suddenly losing. So let's berate them. I can't lower the line because then the whole thing falls down. Like a deck of cards. Because part of the deal is that they get no space in midfield. Come on, we need that third goal, boys. It's like the most difficult thing in FM, playing a team bottom of the league who play with three at the back. There is nothing harder in FM than that. All right, time to make some subs. I will wait for this highlight. Yeah, I know we're in control of the match, just the game isn't showing that. Once again. That's why you don't win football matches. Right, Sirkin can come off them. Barn door comes to mind. And then, who else is tired? Overwhelmed by the feedback, then deal with it. Put it right. So that puts a smile on the manager's face. How come he's on a 7.3? Quite sure he deserves that accolade. So we'll have him as a ball winner on support. Defender, I mean. And then I think I've still got one sub slot left, haven't I? Let's continue with this. How come the opposition are always so clinical and we can't score? That's I don't understand about FM. How many opportunities have we had? Goodness knows how many from just in front of the goal. They don't need as many. There's still time for this to go pear-shaped, isn't it? Alright, it is Mr. Potts who is causing the problems, isn't it? Whoever he is. Right, we need to put someone on him. So he is the left-handed midfielder. So we'll put someone on him. We'll also tell them to type mark him at all times. He is the nuisance coming from midfield round the back. So whilst we got the wing back sewn up, we haven't got him sewn up yet. I think I might have to come off the press. They are looking very dangerous. We need to get the ball back, put our foot in the ball for 5 minutes. Oh, come on. That was a deliberate pass right to the opposition. Come on. He switched over to the other side, has he? Sneaky. He's now playing on the right, so I better make sure the right players are tracking. Oi! Why is it greyed out? What in God's name is going on now? So he needs to be tracking the double barrel boy now. Yeah. And he needs to be tracking the other one now. Yeah. So how did that get changed over? I might drop into the 4-3-3 in a minute if they... Oh, God, Bennett. If they continue to be the dominant team, I think I might just have to go into the 4-3-3 and try and shut up the shop. Because at the moment we're losing this game. I don't know what they're doing that's different. Yeah, we're losing this game. I think I'm going to have to drop into the 4-3-3. See, he's not doing his job on this wing back. Huggins had to help him out, and now we're going to give the ball away to the most dangerous player on the pitch. Right, we are going into the 4-3-3. Enough of this nonsense. So it does mean one of you numbskulls has to come off. Patrick Roberts is on a 7.4. He can stay on. Barr can come off, or actually maybe doesn't need to, because Samed can now slip in there as the ball-winning midfielder on defend. Neil can play as a box-to-box. And Barr can play in midfield. And play him as the deep line playmaker there. Just have him sit there. On a support duty. You've got to close down what's going on. And Barr actually is having a poor game, so... Who's my other midfielder? O'Neill can come on here. Yeah, he can do that job. Compress everything now. Actually, we're going to regroup. And we're going to come into a low block. I'm going to put the line to standard. Just going to try and compress everything now. And still got 2 subs, but I don't need to make them yet. 1 sub, but I can't make that now, can I? I don't have any midfielders left. What I might do is bring Huggins over here, and he can come on this side. And then that's my final sub done. He's on a yellow card, wasn't he? What position is he playing? He's not on yet, so we don't know. Oh, he's come off. So two centre backs have come on, so that's okay then. And this guy, Ledson, closed down left foot. Right, slow it down, boys. Sit in a low block and just sit there in a balanced mentality. No risks. Oh, we do need to ask Louis Barry. Just make sure that he's tracking the wing back. And Patrick Roberts is tracking the other one. Huh? They've got two right wing backs on, have they? Louis Barry is tracking who? Yeah. It's gone to very defensive. Until Burnley and Derby drop points, I cannot afford to drop any points. But it is 2 from 3, isn't it? Why didn't you have a shot? Cut inside and have a shot. What was that about? He's playing as an inside forward on attack, and he had a chance to cut inside and shoot and didn't take it. What was that about? Tame effort, tame. I mean, this. If you look at their shape, we've got them exactly playing in the way that we want them to. They're like so narrow down the pitch in terms of where they are playing. That's exactly how we wanted to do it. Now we can see the 6 at the back. But unfortunately, once again, with all the chances that we've had, we just don't take them. And it doesn't matter if I bought Haaland. He'd be the same. He just wouldn't be able to score. I could spend 250 million on one of the top strikers in the world, and his career would be ended. Yeah, there's no room. You see, they can't use the wing backs now. There's no room for them. But we have just not played well in attack. We had so many players going forward in attack, and we couldn't score still. We got 2 goals early on, but after that, went to pieces. After that, we had how many chances? And most of them were good chances. Well done, Connolly. I don't say that often, do I? Well done. Tracking back there, winning the ball. And then somebody else will give it away. They got to do something about this dribbling, because have you noticed when you play that you always give the ball away? Every single time when they dribble, you give the ball away. I don't think I've seen a successful dribble tonight. Are they just that bad that every dribble is going to go wrong because they're so appalling at dribbling? Another chance goes begging. I mean, I understand up front we are poor, but then FM don't put us at the top of the league. If we're that bad, we shouldn't be at the top of the league. That's it. Anywhere will do. It's kind of holding on now. Who's got injured now? Have I got another injury? Yep. Oh, he's staying on. How many more injuries am I going to get? Six injuries now in this episode. That's it. Just keep the ball. Don't have to do anything with it. Just keep the ball. It's not our job to win it. That's the end of my defence. We should have been more comfortable than this. We should have been much more comfortable, James. But it's all about goal scoring. And I don't know. I mean, I swear to God, I could bring Haaland in here and he wouldn't ever score again. And yet we've created chances. We've created really good chances as well. And I don't know how we're missing them. I mean, those are whatever they are. You can't score from every set piece. And set pieces are set pieces. It's just a lottery. But from open play, we've created some really good chances. We had bodies, like 4-on-2s we saw. We had definitely had a 5-on-2 at one point. So we created brilliant chances. And the finishing was so bad that I actually got forced to give up on scoring and get that 4-3 defensive 4-3-3 going and just give up on trying to score. Because you can see what happens when we try to score. So there's a part of me that just feels like, okay, we'll just defend. Every game we'll defend. We won't lose. But then we're not going to get the automatic promotion that we're going to need. Again, we've hammered them, but it's too close for my liking. We weren't at our best. I keep saying that. We weren't at our best. So we are still in third as the season is hotting up to the last 10 games. and games are coming thick and fast. So our next game is in 3 days' time, so this time I do need to rest them. Job is out for probably a while. Another key player gone. Lovely. So how long is he out for? Just a week. But I'm running out. I think I'm going to have to play in the 4-3-3 because I just don't have enough players to play the 4-2-3-1. So I think whatever happens, I'm going back to this. Because I have got enough players to make a team if we play in the 4-3-3. So I'm going to have to be forced to play in the defensive shape anyway. Is this SI? When I managed Sunderland, I got promoted, but only via the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, it's close, isn't it? I mean, I really want to get this automatic promotion spot. I don't care about winning it, but I want to get second because if I don't win the playoffs, then it's save over. So I have to get this automatic because I don't want to be in the playoffs. That's a lottery. And so, yeah, if you managed Sunderland, you got promoted, but from the playoffs. It's kind of like when we came in, we had to play Derby and Burnley. First and second in the table. And for me, Burnley were too far ahead of both Derby and, at that time, Burnley, if they had beaten me, they'd have stretched their lead so far, they'd be uncatchable. So this is what SI is. SI contrived that we would lose to Derby, so that Derby and us got close together, and then we would beat Burnley. I didn't even make an effort in the Burnley game, and we beat them 4-2. And then that closed the gap. And that's, as we come to the end of the season, SI is closing the gap. It's pointless them going at Burnley winning at the end of April, or the end of March even, which might have been possible. So what the game has done is close the gap so that both these two still have a chance of winning it now, whereas Sunderland would have been too far ahead. Burnley would have been too far ahead if we had not beaten Burnley. So I called those two results at the beginning of the episode. I said we will lose to Derby and we will beat Burnley. And there you go. Because that way the game got what it wanted by squeezing the teams together. Rig is a -8, I think. So Plenty has a high potential attributes, but some of his mental attributes are random. Job's PA is below what we know him to be now, yeah. He, at the moment, Job Bellingham, he has good games and then he'll go quiet for about 3 weeks. But then suddenly he'll have a good game again. He's just not up to scratch at the moment. There's a load of development he has to do. Chris Rigg, I've played him a couple of times. He hasn't caught my eye as being anything of any value. That's why we strengthened that midfield. Samed, Neil, Cook, they're all good players. If I can get my attacking mids back, I've got both of them injured now. Both attacking mids. Then once I get my key players back as well, Isidore needs to come back. 3 key players all injured. Both attacking mids are taken out. So it's tough at the moment. We can play in the 4-3-3 because we have a good solid midfield now. So Chris Rigg doesn't bother me in the slightest. O'Neill is decent backup. And the other one we have as backup, he is a backup, but I wouldn't play him very much. Desperate I'd need to be. but he will come on to the bench for the next game. So yeah, it's a derby, is it? It's really tough, but the game is keeping the three teams compressed, and that's what it's going to do. I'm not quite sure that is the right way to play the game, but I guess from a game's perspective, it makes it look more exciting at the end of the season. And I didn't even try against Burnley. I just chatted with you lot. I didn't even try against Burnley, and we won 4-2. Pretty easy predictions to make. Job isn't that good in FM24. Yeah. Possibly. I mean, I don't know the Sunderland players, Richard, in real life, so... I mean, to be fair, we are supposed to finish, I think we were predicted to finish in 8th when I joined. We're now predicted to finish in 3rd. So to be fair, we're doing what we should be doing. But when I see that, and I see a prediction to finish in 3rd, then I think automatically we can do better than 3rd. A human can beat the machine and do better than 3rd. Who knows? We'll see. There are still 12 games to go. I do suspect that if I went on holiday and came back 2 games before the end of the season, there'd probably be 2 points between all 3. That's what I suspect. I'm not going to go on holiday. We're going to go and see it through. But that's what I think that would happen. So... I'm going to call it a day tonight. I still need to eat something and have a cup of tea and relax for an hour. I do believe that there's one of these games, Benfica against... who is it? Benfica are playing somebody in the 11 o'clock, I think. Is it Benfica? Yeah, Boca Juniors. That's at 11. And I believe it's on Channel 5 as well. So I can watch that tonight. And hopefully they're two interesting teams that are not the Big Six. But it might be a good game. I fancy that game. Benfica and Boca Juniors. So I've got that to watch as well at 11. So thank you very much, guys, for coming, still supporting the channel even when it's having problems. I do appreciate it. I always have, and I love streaming with you guys. It's really fun for me. It's a distraction from the game, basically, what the game's doing. But yeah, I do appreciate it, and there will be a new Villa video out tomorrow for those following the chalkboard save. No, I'm not, Richard. I don't do it for monetary gain anymore. It's not worth it. You can't earn enough money unless you've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. You can't earn enough money. And it would interfere with my pension stuff, and you know what the government's like at the moment. And so I quit the monetization program. So Twitch, why would I want to go and do Twitch? That's to make money. And I'm not really bothered about making money. YouTube satisfies what I need. I don't think many people would watch me on Twitch. I think it's a younger person's platform as well. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but that's my personal feeling. Have thought about it. I actually really do love live streaming though with these guys. I think it's a great chat, James, and there's one or two that haven't been in for a while that I miss, but there's some great people in here. Ask some great questions, raise some good points, and we have some general football chat as well, which is good. But yep, thank you very much, guys, for coming along. Yeah, you're right. You're probably right, Richard. I do appreciate your support. I always have. And I just want to say thank you for seeing me through the last 3 years. It's been one heck of a journey for me over 3 years. 3.5 years now. And there's a lot of videos I've uploaded as well. And yeah, don't forget the Villa, Chalkboard and Data Hub. You're 54 as well. Yeah, I worry, Richard, that the game is going to change and that it's going to be for 14-year-olds. Lots of bells and whistles and pretty colours and lots of celebration stuff in there with close-ups and, you know, FIFA. What they call EA, what's it called now? I've no interest in that, and that's the way it's going for the younger audience. I hope it takes a long time to get there. But we've already lost the chalkboard. So I'm trying to do a save where I look deep into the chalkboard. And it does help, and it's going very well. So there's that video coming out tomorrow. And I'll be back then live on, I think it's Wednesday. I'll be back live on Wednesday when we will be doing Ipswich again. And that is such a painful save. But maybe if we keep going, we'll get through that save eventually. Who knows? I think you'll get a lot more data. I disagree, Richard. But you know, I mean, I don't know as much as you do. Some of the screenshots I've seen look like there's a lot less data, and the data is compressed. Everything's going onto one screen, and I don't know if that is going to help too much, because I don't know if you can click off those screens, and this is what nobody knows. So we'll see. I hope you're right, Richard. That'll make me very, very happy. But we know the chalkboard's gone. And is there enough information for me in the data hub? I get so deep into this. I should be adding to this, but I don't use it when I'm playing this Sunderland save. I hope you're right, Richard. I really, really do hope you're right. I just don't feel it's going that way. I mean, 10 to 14 years old is the target audience. Can you imagine a bunch of 10 to 14-year-olds wading through all that data? And I think over time it's gone. I started doing the Villa save, and I came across something I haven't used in years. And it's such an interesting thing to use, because if you go to play a movement here and you just go to the movement map, this is such an interesting thing to use. If you want to track a player over time and see what he does, it's absolutely amazing. And you can actually see if your players are actually doing what they should be doing. And I've used this quite a lot. Forget the squiggly lines. You just track the player. Is he doing what you want him to do? And it's absolutely fascinating, and I've used that quite a lot. But I just can't see the younger kids actually getting stuck into that. And but then maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will love data. Thanks again, guys. I'm going to go and get my cup of tea now. And it's always interesting chatting with you. So have a great what's left of the night. And I'll be back on Wednesday with Ipswich. And you're just too kind, Richard. And I'll be back on Wednesday for Ipswich, which I don't really look forward to, but we have to do it. And take care, guys. Be safe always. And see you on Wednesday. Don't forget the Villa. Save.